Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Declasse Yosemite Rancher, and we are racing it in Will It Off-Road at the races. That's right, Will It Off-Road at the races is back, and it's also very loud in my headset right now. Let's turn that down. It's loud. There we go. That's better. I'm sure you can probably hear it echoing through my headset just did. Anyway, this is what we do every once in a while with Will It Off-Road. With the recent DLC, we tested every vehicle in the DLC plus one from the last DLC that we didn't get to before. And now we are going to race the two fastest and the two slowest. Today we have, of course, up first the Declasse Yosemite Rancher, which was the third fastest up the mountain, I think. I'm pretty sure. I love this truck. It's such a good truck. And I think everybody else had a lot of fun into it, though. They were a bit worried that it is kind of a bouncy truck, a little unpredictable at times. It can get you into some trouble, which is why I'm probably in first, because I've probably driven it more than anybody else. I mean, I know pretty much what to expect from it. But I love this racetrack. Every time we come up to a new season of recording Will It Off-Road at the races, I add more ridiculous stuff to the track. Nothing that gets in the way, but anyways, it's fun to just add more props and everything. It's a stunt race, to be able to add the props, which does lead to which does lead to the very weird stunt camera things that you'll see from time to time, especially if like the truck rolls over. You'll notice a lot of them. It's just saying. I love that those are actual stars that come shooting out of those fireworks. The smoke at the very beginning of the track that you saw, and that you'll see again in here a couple more times in the video, was originally when I placed it in Creator. They were fireworks. When I tested it in Creator, they were fireworks. When we loaded the race to race it, it was smoke. Various colors of smoke, too. It seems to just change colors. But hey, make sure you follow me on all the social medias and keep an eye out. Watch that bottom left corner there. There's going to be something new. I think I put it in. Yeah, follow me on Twitter so that you get announcements of all my videos and live streams. Come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server so that you too can take part in Roll It Off-Road with races if you play on PC. Or, you can just hang out with us there. That'd be cool, too. We'd love to have you as part of our community. And, of course, I stream every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at twitch.tv/Vainglorious Gaming. But wait, here comes the new one. Oh, there goes that nasty stunt camera. Ooh, that's a bad crash. What's this? A t-shirt icon with mention of merch. J-Bo's, you just saved me, my friend. Well, I was about to roll off the mountain just then. That's right, there's Vainglorious merch. We need some Will It Off-Road merch. Just dawned on me, we really need something Will It Off-Road themed. But the merch store is open. It's up and running. If you use code BTYB in the checkout, you can save 10% through the end of this month. Just as kind of a way to get the store up and running. There'll be an official announcement video later this week. I want to get some screenshots of it. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to order samples of everything from the merch store to be able to ooh, look at it. Here it is live and in person video. I have ordered samples of the two posters. I'm kind of excited about that. But we've got a couple of main lines of merchandise available, just some generic Vainglorious Gaming themed stuff. Then we have some Astroneer Academy that's just kind of basic Astroneer Academy. Then we also have the Astroneer Academy Recruit line. And then my favorite is an idea. Oh, God, I've missed that checkpoint because of this massive car accident, haven't I? Yes. That's going to cost me the race, isn't it? Because my massive lead that I had just vanished because there's somebody else right there. And then instantly run into the exact same problem again. Though not to the same degree. I was able to save it that time. Yeah, we have the Vainglorious Defined series, which is a pretty good series of merch. that I think people will enjoy. Anyway, the Classy Rancher, fantastic. But you've seen now the problems that you can run into with it. It does tend to roll pretty easy, and you have to fight with it quite a bit. Thankfully, Commander Hobo lost his fight right there, and it is now a battle for first place. Neither one of us can turn, because neither of us were willing to back out of that. The basic rules is we try to race sort of clean in these races. You can't do any intentional takeouts, and you can't knock anybody off the mountain. And even if you knock somebody off the mountain accidentally, hi Shin, he was coming around that corner high. Holy crap. Even if you accidentally knock somebody off the mountain, you have to stop and wait for them. So it doesn't do you any good to try to knock somebody off the mountain, because you're just going to be waiting. And if you ever tried to get back up onto these paths, oh my god. To the right, everybody stay to the right. We say that every time, and then nobody ever does it. Stay to the right when there's oncoming traffic. It's a really easy concept. Stay to your right, and everyone will be fine. Do they do it? No. To be fair, Shin did look like he was in mid-drift when we hit head-on, so, you know, it just kind of happens. But there, see that guy right there? I don't even know who that was. We're clearly well ahead of him. He should have tried to charge in front of me like that. He should have yielded to the earlier vehicles, but whatever. It's fun. It really is. Well, off-road at the races is a hoot. There is a behind-the-scenes version of it that gets posted for Twitch subscribers, Patreon supporters, and YouTube members. Well, I tried to take a cheating line here, and it didn't really pay off that well. I didn't really gain any time. Yeah, as you can see, it did no good for me, and then I screwed it up right here and just handed Hobo first place. And I'm pretty sure he stays there. But the supporters version of this video, instead of having my voiceover and instead of being edited down, is actually a recording from Discord of just us, you know, people panicking, people insulting one another, people bragging about where they are in the race. You know, a race. Race commentary. Sorry, I keep, I have this sneeze that, like, right before I started the video, or right as I started the video, that just like a sneeze that wants to come out. And it's right there, and I keep pausing because I think I'm going to finally sneeze, and then it doesn't happen. So, sorry about that. Sorry about the weird interruptions. It's just, what are you going to do? I would stop recording and start over on the voiceover, but one, we're 10 minutes into it, and I just have to review these 10 minutes. And two, what'll happen is as soon as I stop recording, the feeling like I'm going to sneeze is going to go away. And then as soon as I hit the recording button thinking, oh, I'm fine, I don't sneeze anymore, it will come right back, because I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me. So here we are for the damage descent part of Will It Off-Road at the races with our first vehicle. Kind of a decent launch, but it goes a little sideways on me. In the racing, you want to really... Oh, that stunt camera is so bad. But in Will It Off-Road at the races, you really want to avoid the ramp. You can actually, if you can go off to the right and get some speed, you can get up on the hill and really clear a lot of the downhill. Like a significant portion of it. Oh! Back into first place. I stole it back from Hobo. Can I hold on to it? It's a tense tumble down the mountain. I mean, let's be honest. Is there any real skill here involved? And yes, there is. Because what Hobo did was hit me and put me in a tree. I'm wedged between a tree and a boulder with no hope of getting out. So I just respawned. And of course, now I'm all the way back here. And the checkpoint put you on the ramp. So it's better to just go ahead and go off. The way we do these races is it's in a GTA race, so that anybody who doesn't own the vehicle can have it. So we're all racing in fully customized ranchers. You may occasionally see other vehicles wind up in the video later towards the end. And that's because people will barely fall off the trail, and instead of bothering to try to drive back up if they're in a borrowed vehicle, they just respawn. It's like, come on, guys. Sometimes, pretty much, I think you shouldn't respawn unless you blow up. We may make that a rule. pretty soon. And obviously, if you blow up, there's nothing you can do about respawning. You're just kind of there. But it does say it does disqualify you from the race if you respawn, because you can't beat anyone. You can't place higher in the race than anyone who's driving in the vehicle we are racing in. Because it's supposed to be a level playing field. We're all in the exact same, at least spec'd out vehicle. You know, they may look different, but they're all, you know, underneath mechanically the same. By the way, watch this finish that I managed to pull off here in just a minute. I'm kind of proud of it. Tried to go up and over the wood pile, did it, but landed upside down and rolled through the finish line. So yeah, looks like somebody did have to respawn, but at least he chose the right vehicle from the starting menu. A couple other people's that had to respawn didn't. And this is, by the way, J-Bo's first time in World Off-Road with this. Definitely first time in World Off-Road with races, and he's using mouse and keyboard, and that's really hard to do. But that brings us in. I came in second place, but of course, Commander Hobo was victorious. And he had a really good time. But that is going to bring us to our next vehicle. The Bravado Yoga Classic 4x4 that is not four-wheel drive. And if you're wondering why we don't go on start, why there's always a timer going, sorry for my squeaky chair, why there's already a timer going, we're already at like a minute by the time the race starts, that's simply because we use that first bit of the race to make sure everybody gets a copy of the vehicle that we're going to be in here. This is going to be the race that you see other people appearing in other vehicles quite a bit. And the more I think about it as they're going through, I think we're going to make that a rule for future World Off-Road races that you don't respawn unless you die. Period. If you get stuck, oh well, get unstuck. You could respawn if you have the correct vehicle. If you don't, because I don't know. I just think it kind of ruins the race to suddenly see other vehicles show up. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me. But the Yoga 4x4, it is painfully slow. It should not have 4x4 in its stand, because like I said a minute ago, it's not four-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive. The only wheels that have any power going to them are the rear ones. And it's just not good. Off-road, it's just not. This was, I think Schwinn said something like, this is the slowest, most terrifying thing I've done, or something like that. And this is going to take a while. I mean, you can see there's still, 10 minutes left in the video, roughly? And we're just now on our way up. Great. Now I have to sneeze and I have the hiccups. That's good. Professional YouTuber at work, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody suggested putting that on a t-shirt for the merch store. Maybe. Which, by the way, if you have suggestions for merch, feel free to add them. Even if you have a design that you'd be like to be, hey, here's a cool thing that I've been inspired by Vainglorious Gaming, the channel, the community, to do, and I think it'd be cool if you had it in your merch store. I'll take your design and have you sign a little document that says I can make money off of it, because that's just required. If I sell at my merch store, I have to have it that way. But yeah, if you want to do some fan art type stuff, and it's something that, isn't like just a really obscure, like, inside joke, then sure. By all means, I am more than happy to accept other people's designs. I am not a graphic designer, which is, if you looked at that link for Teespring, you're thinking, yep, I can see that. I mean, I'm proud of what's there. It looks good. But somebody with really good graphic design skills could have done even better. Man, this van, oh my gosh. I mean, it gets up to the top of the mountain. It just takes, that's nearly, 3 minutes? Actually, it was over 3 minutes. So we started at like 55 seconds in the race. Donkey thought he was gonna, not go do the actual turnaround and wound up causing problems. for a lot of people, but I wind up in a problem, and for the second time in the race, get saved by another racer. Had Sven not hit me just then, I'm pretty sure I would have went flying off. I don't think I would have had any hope of getting off of there. But look how just slow motion everything is. And of course, this thing has such terrible brakes that you just can't get a whole lot of speed, because then when you need to shave that speed off, you're not going to be able to stop. So I'm just kind of taking it easy, trying to stay close enough to Donkey to put some pressure on him, hoping I can force him into an error. He did go off a little bit there on the side, but it looks like he's okay. I think he may have actually intended to do that, honestly, as a bit of a shortcut. There are a lot of, as we call them, Sven lines, because Sven likes to take the cheaty lines. Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, there's not a rule that says you can't. So they're risky. They're very high risk, but if you pull them off, they're very high reward, because it can save you like 3 and 4 seconds per shortcut, which you add up, just a couple of those in a race, and you can suddenly have a 30-second lead. And as you'll see next week, they did pay off for Sven quite a bit. Donkey had a bit of trouble keeping the back end actually in the back, so I was able to take advantage of that in the world's slowest overtake, as I was to takeover. And that would be, what was it? What company was it that recently just completed the merger that's been in talks for like 6 or 7 years? Oh, on 2 wheels, going sideways, and I missed the checkpoint, giving Donkey an opportunity to head back into first place, but not before I ran into him again, because, situational awareness there, buddy. Situational awareness. All I had to do was go a little wider, and he wouldn't hit me, but I had better time. But that's okay, because I think Donkey winds up in a bit of trouble in this race, if I recall correctly. I think he has a bad time of it, and I'm not really sure what happened to cause it. Oh dear. Thought we were upside down, but no, the camera's just being weird. We were just on our side. I do hate the camera in stunt races. I understand why it's necessary, like going through tubes and stuff like that, to be able to give you a camera that has the right orientation. But I wish you could disable it for when it's not really a stunt race. Tried to do a handbrake turn. Look at that blue and green smoke now. Tried to do a handbrake turn there and just didn't really work out. I just didn't have the speed, which, let's face it, in the Yoga 4x4, you're not ever really going to have speed. So I don't know what I was thinking, but we're on our way back up. This is the part of World Off-Road that we edit out for the public version of the video, the going back up for the damage descent. This is the only time you get to see us go up the mountain twice in one video, is when we do take the stuff racing. Excuse me, my voice is going. So, future of the World Off-Road series. This is the final one for a few weeks. I said that when World Off-Road re-debuted back in, August? Is it August? Pretty sure it's August that the DLC came out. Essentially what we're going to do with World Off-Road is bring it out of retirement every time there's a new DLC with new vehicles to test, and we'll test all the new vehicles from, oh dear God, Van, just downshift. We'll test all the new vehicles from any new DLC, and then we'll get together a group of the fastest and slowest, and we will race them. And then World Off-Road will go, there we go, there's somebody who respawned. We will then, race those vehicles, and then World Off-Road will go back into the vault. Not to be seen again unless the groundhog sees its shadow. I think that's how that works. Right? Isn't that how World Off-Road works? I don't know. I kind of got lost halfway through that statement. Maybe it has something more to do with DLC and not Groundhog's Day. But anyway, we are slowly, very slowly, making our way to the top of the mountain. But I have a pretty good lead on everybody else by like 5 and 6 seconds. And it's not like, oh, actually 8 and 12 seconds. It's not like they're really going to catch up because they're in the exact same situation I am, trying to get an ill-equipped, slow van up a very steep mountain. So yeah, occasionally it says somebody else is in first, but it's only because they are physically closer to the checkpoint. And it may not look like they're that far behind me, but that is a pretty big gap. Though going on two wheels right there, Donkey was able to close a lot of that gap. But if I remember correctly, he and Hobo got into a bit of a fender bender right around the same spot that I rolled over, and that let me keep my lead here. So I'm just trying to make sure I hold on to my lead because I'd kind of like to win one of these. Yeah, still at 8 and 12 seconds. Granted, we haven't gone through a checkpoint in a long time. That is a risk on both the second ascent as well as the damage descent. There's not a lot of checkpoints. So if you run into an issue, you're really going to lose a lot of time. Whereas on the initial ascent and the controlled descent, there's quite a few checkpoints. So if you run into a problem, you're going to be okay. So I'm going to try to full send it off the side here, but you can't really get a lot of speed in this thing. But I'm still pretty happy with the launch that I got, though I am getting a bit too close to the power pole. Ideally, you want to stay, not power pole, gondola pole. You really want to stay to the right of those gondolas, and oof, I have managed to park in a tree again, which isn't good. But it looks like whoever's just slightly ahead of me is having some issues as well. I see their shadow, but I don't see it a lot, and I don't see their dot moving right now, so I think whoever that is, it looked like Hobo. Yeah, Hobo's stuck. So that's good for me. And I'm just trying to stay up out of the valley here. I know in regular little off-road we try to go down there to accentuate the damage, but this is a race and I want to win. So I try to go to the places where I can get the flattest, easiest to drive, so that I can get, well, I mean, it's relative to each vehicle, but so I can get speed. Because you absolutely want speed. But it looks like I have this one sewn up. I don't see any hope for anybody else. Well, never mind. I may have spoke too soon. No, I've got this. I've got one checkpoint to finish. So I just got to go through this tunnel. One little muddy bit. Though I am going to do yet another really terrible finish. Wanted to repeat what I did in the Rancher. Didn't pull it off. Instead, rolled over, landed on the wood pile upside down. Began to panic a little bit because I was having trouble rolling back over. So as soon as I got on my wheels, I just reversed into the finish line and took first place. Yeah, Donkey somehow blew up, even though he was driving somebody else's fully armored van. So he had to respawn in the taco van. No choice there. Can't blame him for that. I don't know how he blew up if he was in something fully armored. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for Will It Off-Road for now. We will be back with Will It Off-Road just as soon as there's another DLC for GTA Online. In the meantime, on Mondays, we will go back to doing just community-related videos or other stuff, one-off type things, and just games that we can get together and play as a community. Stuff that we feature in live streams and all that. Which, by the way, we also have Saturday afternoons from 1 to 5 p.m. on Twitch is our community stream where I tend to feature games that are multiplayer so that we can kind of all hang out and laugh and have a good time on Saturday afternoons. So we'd love to have you be a part of that. Again, come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord community so that you can get involved. We always love having new people. But until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.